Hello and thank you for joining to today's video. Today I'm going to speak about sales. Why I have decided to speak about this topic is because in my recent conversations with totally different people from different business areas, I've heard that they don't like selling. They're bad at selling, they are uncomfortable in doing sales, and they really don't like it. What I really want after this video is that you change your attitude, your opinion, and your mindset regarding sales. And first of all, I would like to share my selling journey and evolution of my selling mindset. So my first experience in sales started in the last years of my school when I was sent by my mom to the open air market in a small town in the western Ukraine to sell vegetables from my grandma's garden. Actually, I had the best vegetables in the market. My mom selected the best cucumbers, the best carrots, the best onions, and I had the best vegetables in the market. And also, my mom told me to set the lowest price to sell those vegetables very quickly. But as a matter of fact, every time I used to go to market with the best vegetables, I carried huge bags of those vegetables home because I didn't manage to sell almost anything. It was such a shame for me to be there in the market and sell those vegetables that I can't even express this with my words. It was a real shame for me. And at that time, I understood for myself that I am not for sales at all. I don't want to do selling in my life, never, ever. And I will do everything possible to have some job where I will not need to do any sales at all. So that was my opinion and my conclusion after this experience. After graduating from my first university, I moved from this small town in the western part of Ukraine to Kyiv, capital city of Ukraine, and I was working as a translator and an interpreter in the translation agency. It was the start of my career, and at that time I rented a bed in the room in the apartment. My neighbor, my roommate actually, was the girl who was offered a job of the sales agent in some company. And after she started this job, she was sent to different sales trainings, and she told me what they were doing in those sales trainings. And the main activity, what they were doing in this sales training is that they were given some objects: pen, glass, cup, flag, very simple things, and basically totally unnecessary for people in the street. And these people were sent with these goods, these products, to the street, and they were given a task to sell this product that they have to a complete stranger at the highest price possible. And when they returned, so they were given a limited time space, and when they returned after this task to the training room, they were sharing their experiences, and those people who managed to sell these unnecessary things to complete strangers at the highest price were appreciated the most, and they were looked at as the best salespeople. At that time, when I heard these stories, I thought that something is very strange here, because for me it was very strange that a good sales agent is the person who can sell unnecessary thing to a complete stranger at the highest price. I couldn't understand what is the value here, and why it is so much appreciated to sell something unnecessary at a very high price. So at that time I just stayed puzzled and I couldn't understand this. Later I was told stories about sales trainings when people, and actually not only sales trainings but also the way the sales were done in companies in Ukraine. Basically, these were kind of squid games where salespeople were given targets, very, very, very demanding targets, and those ones who didn't manage to achieve these targets in a short term, in a limited time space, they were fired because they were considered to be bad at sales. And now also, when sometimes I speak with people about their past experiences, and some of them share their experiences about some sales trainings that they were visiting, and they were sharing these stories about the necessity to sell unnecessary things to strangers at high price. Basically, this was the activity that was done at almost or maybe all sales trainings at that time. And people who share these experiences, they say to me that they don't like sales. They are bad at sales and they don't want to do sales in their life. And now I understand that basically this approach in sales trainings is a wrong approach, because it broke people. It broke people. It made traumas for them, because they felt shame, they felt discomfort, and they felt inconfidence, and they created an opinion about themselves that they are bad at something, that they are bad at sales. And basically the whole approach was wrong, because if looking rationally and in a smart way, it doesn't mean that the person who is good in selling unnecessary pen or a flag or a glass or a cup to a stranger in the street at the highest price is a really good salesperson. Maybe he is good in convincing, he is good in selling this unnecessary stuff, but if going to another level of sales, different levels of sales, different sales, high value sales, it is not about convincing, it is not about lying, it is not about manipulating, because when high amounts of money are under consideration, it is very difficult to manipulate, because people, if they need to spend high amounts of money, they are very cautious, they are very careful, and they are very resistant to lying, to manipulations, and to convincing. So that's totally different. So basically, people who are good in selling unnecessary things will not be successful salespeople, will not always be successful salespeople if it is about selling high value products. And basically, why it is so, and why we are all good in selling, why we are doing sales actually all the time, because we are doing sales all the time. We are selling something all the time. Maybe we are selling something to our kids. We are selling them necessity to clean their teeth or to be good at school. Or maybe we are selling something to our parents. We are selling them necessity to go to the hospital to have some treatment. Or maybe we are selling something to our partners, what we would like them to do or what we would like to do together. Or maybe we are selling something at job. Maybe we are selling our ideas. Maybe we are selling our projects. Or when at job interviews, we are selling our abilities, we are selling our skills at the job interviews. So we are selling something all the time. We may not call this as selling, we may call it in a different way, but basically this is the same in sales. You can use any word, but the sense, the essence of the activity is the same. We are offering something to somebody, and we want somebody to either to take what we offer or to do what we are asking them to do. So we can call it in a different way, but we can also call it kind of selling. And when speaking about sales and selling, it's not about selling something unnecessary to a stranger or not to a stranger. It's about different. First of all, it's about selling and giving and offering somebody something that they need. So first, what we need to understand about selling is that it is about selling something that is needed. So we need, first of all, to discover what is the need of the person, what they need, and how we can satisfy this need either with our product or with our service. Second is the value. So we need to understand, first of all, we need to understand what value we are providing to a customer, what value the customer will get from our product or service. Sometimes we may think that we provide one kind of value, but the customer may not appreciate this, but maybe value for him or her isn't totally different. So this is very important, first to uncover the need, and then to understand what is the real value for the customer is. Not the one that we assume, but the real value for the customer. Then it's also about the motivation. So we need to uncover the need of the customer. We need to create the value, the real value for the customer. And we need to understand what motivates the customer to buy the product or service. Because there are different products, there are different services that are quite similar. And we need to understand what is the motivation of the customer to buy, what can motivate him or her or the company to buy the product or the service. And finally, this is about creating the win-win. It is not about selling unnecessary thing at the highest price and creating the win only for ourselves. Because after this deal, the customer who gets unnecessary thing that has no value for him or her and pays for this high price, after this customer will feel quite angry with us, frustrated, and will never ever want to have a deal with us anymore. So selling is about creating the win-win so that the customer gets what they need, what they value, what they are motivated to buy, and we are creating the win for us by receiving the price for our product or service, the price that we deserve, or that the price that our product or service costs. And at the same time, we not only satisfy the need, we provide the value, and also we have this win-win, but in the same time we create a very nice foundation for the long-term relationship with this customer. Because when we sell something that is unnecessary for the customer, that has no value for him or her, this is a short-term sale, this is a one-time sale. Of course, sometimes this happens. There are some businesses that are focused on these one-time sales. By satisfying the need, by creating and providing the value for the customer, by creating the win-win for the customer and ourselves, we create a solid foundation for long-term relationships where future and regular sales will be done. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in a week, maybe not in a month, but the customer who understands the value that you provided to him or her, and who understands that his or her need is covered and he has a win or she has a win in this situation, same as you, he or she will come back to you when they will have a new need, and then you will be able to satisfy the new need of the customer. So this is selling that is good for building the long-term relationships. And this is the sales when every party in this deal, the customer and you, feel satisfied with what they get at the end of this deal, as a result of this deal. they have the satisfaction and they have desire to come back. And this is the selling mindset that I would like you to think about. And also, if you think that you are bad at sales, that you do not like sales, try to think about sales as the opportunity that you create for someone to satisfy their need. Maybe someone requires exactly your product or exactly your service, and you with your mindset and your opinion about yourself that you are bad in selling, that you do not want to sell, that you feel the shame, you do not give the opportunity to the customer to get what they need, and you have this. So try to think about sales in a different way. Selling is basically satisfying the need and providing value for the customer and creating win-win for the customer and for yourself. This is the real sales. The real sales is when you satisfy the need, when you provide the value or create and provide the value for the customer, and create the win-win for the customer and yourself. And this is what is really needed. And again, maybe you have something that someone requires very much. And by changing your mindset about sales, you will be able to sell your product or service and satisfy someone's needs and create the value for them. So if you have some issues regarding sales, if you have some questions or you have some uncertainties regarding how to uncover the needs of the customer, how to create and provide the value for the customer, how to have these win-win situations. And speaking about win-win situations, it's always about negotiations. So if you have some questions regarding this, or if you want to improve your skills, you can contact me and we can discuss how we can cooperate regarding this and in what format. Either it is an individual coaching, or maybe you are interested in the team training for your team to improve their sales skills, to improve their negotiation skills. Feel free to contact me and I will be glad to discuss the details with you so that we can find this win-win solution for ourselves. If you are interested in receiving the videos on time, I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you will be notified when the new video is on. Thank you, and hope that this video will help you to look at sales from the different perspective and from positive perspective. Thank you again, and see you in the next video.